you missed that? You said, yo, Josh, you're getting fired. So.
Yo, JB, $5,000 shot.
What did you think of the chicken sandwich? Real quick.
Chicken sandwich is really fucking big. Definitely not better than Chick-fil-A.
No.
But
Wait, which is this? Which is this? Popeyes?
No, it's Papa Chicken. There's a food truck out front. We
I
went
heard
to.
it's good.
Oh,
I heard it's good.
good.
It's like
It's-
$8.
Yeah, it's definitely a value meal. It's definitely a value meal.
100%.
Okay. Sally,
Sally!
is that a whoopie pie? What is that?
Here's a whoopie
Okay,
pie.
you didn't tell you
Yeah.
I made this chicken. I breaded it, I
No,
fried
I,
it,
said,
I did
I
everything.
said you did.
Damn. All right, yeah, I better see you dunk it tomorrow, Sean. with all that, with all that food. All
Putting
right,
on weight to go up against Taylor, bro. I know he's gonna be banging down low.
you guys
Well,
are playing
I'll
each
keep that
other.
leg.
I think so, right? You're 404 or whatever. Long Island School of Kids Who Can't Read Good. I like that one.
You know, welcome back to the fall 2022 season, guys. We have everyone here is a returning player. We have one new captain. We have two former captains. We have a first round and a second round pick in the building. So we can just quickly go around. Ethan, I forgot what you're on 808s. Ethan, co-commissioner in the building.
Yep. 808s at Fast Break. Louis' team.
Yeah, so like not everyone's familiar with all the new teams. I just kind of sent that out yesterday. It's in the list. Evan, you're the captain this year, man. You know,
Yes, sir,
you were
captain.
part of Ethan's team last year. How's it feel?
And
I
then there was the
mean-
betrayal. The betrayal.
It's real.
You could
Nah,
have had
like-
me, Evan.
It's not. I like going into it like I kind of wanted a new team.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's completely new. Nothing against my old team, but like, you want to play with new people, right?
Yeah.
It's a new season. So
Okay. What's your
Yeah.
team name?
Sierra's Famous Foods.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Shout out to that restaurant.
Yep. Excellent. Taylor, welcome back this season. New team as well for you. You have a few players you played with last season on your team. What was your team name?
The Long Island City School for Kids Who Can't Read Good, Steve.
Beautiful. I love it. Zoolander, one of my favorite movies. I had to explain it to people, which is sad.
Yeah, there's a few people that didn't get the reference. I think there's a few people on the team that might have took the team name a little personal. And so having to explain a joke's never fun, but I think enough people in the league understood what we were going for.
Yep. And then Sean, back-to-back first pick in the first round. Man, people love you. Something you do
Bust.
on the court.
Bust.
Bust? Okay. I mean, whether he's a bust or not, he's consistent. What's the team that you're on, Sean?
John Zoo's team. What are we? I don't even know the name actually.
I happen to remember the name. It's JP Lockdown. I've been talking to John a lot because, he's in Korea and he was just making sure everything's all set for the season. But all right, cool. How we feeling about this new team, Sean? New environment for you?
All of them, I play with John a lot, as you know. Used to play on the Dynasty team till he bailed on us.
Yeah.
But
Crazy story with why I backed out.
no, I like the team. I think we're one of the better teams. He drafted really well. I was surprised at some of the people he was able to pick up, but we got a couple people who won't be able to make the first game, but as long as we're there in the playoffs, we'll be good, I think.
Okay.
Oh, breaking news. Wait, who's not making it besides John Shu?
We don't need to. No, we don't need to disclose this type of information, but
This is gonna be published like tomorrow. It doesn't matter.
I think we got a couple. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but there's extenuating circumstances, I think. So no, we'll be good.
All right. Hey, Steve, is that a good segue into talking about the first team? I have their team read up here already, so.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So now that we're doing this format, we can have some graphics up on the screen. This is JP Lockdown. Sean obviously loves his team, but I'm curious to hear what Taylor thinks about his team, playing them for week 1.
Well, I mean, we all know who the weakest player is, and he's in this call right now. So I think we're going to exploit that as much as humanly possible.
Sean, how do you feel about playing with, so you have 4 new players that haven't played season 1. You have JC, Edgar, Herschel, and Angela. So what are your thoughts? Have you had a chance to?
I've played with Edgar, I believe.
Yeah.
He's good. He's got like a high IQ. JC, I played with him during like the tryout thing a little bit, and he can cook on offense. I know that for sure. So I mean, I think it's going to be tough to. There's just too many people you got to stop. Raza, Go Off, Angela, Harshal. I mean, just to name a few. But John B, if he's
I mean, that average weight is a little low though, 182. It sounds like you guys are going to get pushed around.
Wait till you see my
Really?
average weight.
What's Taylor's average weight? We're big, and that's including my 165. I'm really like 210 after this meal.
I'm not worried about average weight at all. So.
Yeah, we'll gobble that up. Yeah, let's take a look at Taylor's team, the LIC school for kids who can't read good.
Okay, so that's right here.
Cool. So Taylor, your captain this season is Jared. How's that working out right now? What have you guys been up to?
I mean, Jared's been very communicative and very receptive to listening to myself, with Derby and Josh. Like right when he drafted Josh and myself, I immediately texted him, put me and him and Josh in a group chat, and we were just going through who we thought we should be picking, who we think the next guy should be. And I mean, he listened to myself and Josh, and then as we picked up guys, we put him in that group chat. So he was very receptive to everything. We had a practice. He was very receptive. Even in the scrimmage, he was listening a lot. I think the big thing, and he already knows this, is that we really expect him to play defense. I don't really want him taking plays off. I want him, and if he's going to take a play off, I want him taking it off on the defensive side versus the offensive side. So I want him just to get back.
Jared is an offensive player, kind of lacking on the D. We should call him Jared without the D.
Jared.
Yeah, Jared. So, I mean, hey, we'll see tomorrow, week 1, big matchup, big bodies. We have a lot of returning players. Everyone here is a returning player on this team, so they have a lot of experience from last season. You got Josh, who was the scoring leader last season. Man. Taylor and Derby were on the same, and Andy K were on the same team. I know Pang and Odie, they were playing on the same team. So you got some bits and pieces of some chemistry there. And I think this team is definitely in the top half in terms of who I think will be in the standings. So
Sense
cool.
a little tension though between Jared and Taylor. All this already talking about he's not playing D. I don't know.
Just holding it accountable.
I gotta hold my captain accountable, and he knows.
What about Josh? He doesn't play D.
Josh? How many steals did Josh average? What are you talking about?
I don't know about that.
By the way, whose wing length, whose arm length is longer? Yours, Josh's, or Sean's?
Who knows?
I'm pretty sure we established. I think Josh has a longer wing length than you. That's pretty crazy, Sean.
Wow. Hope it gets him far in life because it's not working on the path. Still can't dunk.
I mean, the guy's not even 6 foot, and he's got longer arms than you. I'd be ashamed.
He's got a point.
Still can't dunk.
Still can't.
Let's take a look at Evan's team. What's going on over there? The man himself put this team together.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. What pick were you again, Evan?
Pick 2.
You were second pick, and you went with
Yeah.
Andrew. What was your thought? What was your thought Or your first pick was Andrew. So what was your thought process there?
Yeah, like I mean, I kind of knew I was gonna take him. It was pretty much between like him and Jamie, because like for some reason Sean's gonna go number 1. Like, even if Sean got to me, like I probably would have taken Andrew or Jamie, but that's not important. Like Andrew's just like, I mean, he's just big. It's like the biggest dude in the league. And then like, I don't know. I remember last season when he was playing Jamie, this dude like bullied Jamie. I was like, yeah.
That impressed you, I see.
I'll take that. I'll
Okay,
take that.
I
on my
want
team.
that on my team.
Yeah.
Okay, I need someone who could do that. Right.
Yeah.
Every player submit their own height. I think we need to start getting serious. Start having a combine here. I think people are giving themselves like height with shoes on, or like they're wearing
Some
heels.
people are going with centimeters, I think.
Yes.
I think
Yep.
Evan used metric system or
Metric
something.
system, you know.
It looks like 6 feet to me. I think it's pretty accurate.
Okay.
That's what the sheet says. That's all
Yeah.
I'm going off of.
You know, yeah, you have a pretty solid team, Evan. I like your team.
Yeah, no, like I had a sort of an idea going into the draft, but then I don't know how like Carl got to me, and then I'm like I got to take Carl, and
Yeah.
then from that point I was just taking good players. I'm like, we're gonna figure it out. We're all
So
good.
they fell into your
Yeah.
lap.
I think from like Andrew down, because obviously Andrew's pick number 2. From Andrew down, everyone's a steal.
I see a little bit of conflict. Like, who's gonna be the ball handler here? Who's the point guard? Is it Frank? He's the only one listed as a point guard.
Oh, we don't go off of the listed position. We go off skill set.
Skill set.
So it's gonna be a very team-oriented offense.
Awesome. I'd love to hear it. You know, that's what basketball's all about. 5-on-5, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't give away too much, but
Totally. I don't wanna, you know. Who are you playing tomorrow?
yeah. Double Z.
Double Z. That's a big matchup. That's you and Zach's team. Okay. Zach, Jamie, who else is on that team? X. Okay. All right. That should be a great game.
Yeah, we got some plans for them. I got a committed team.
All
Evan,
right.
you know that there's a clip of you online, right? Of you playing basketball. Have you seen this clip?
Yeah,
Evan
let me-
tried to the other week.
Okay. I see it now.
Okay. Yeah. So I think this is big for the scouting. Just,
Ooh,
this is
that
going
looked,
viral, Evan. But you gotta.
dude, you're famous, man.
Not big.
Oh.
Bro, that's crazy.
I think what happened is the very front guy he lifts a
Kind of
little
got in the
bit,
way.
and then it like messed up the whole jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he flinches a little bit, and then as like a leaper like me, like when someone's getting in the way of your jump, you can't get your max vert. So then
So-
things
I guess I
like
would
that
suggest
happen.
in tomorrow's game, maybe only have 2 of your guys line up before you dunk over them. I wouldn't
Yeah,
go
I think I'm gonna make sure I can do it in the warm-ups first,
Yeah.
and then in game we'll see in game.
And Ethan, like you're no longer a captain this season. You're on a new team. Louis your captain, 808s and fast breaks. What are your thoughts going into the season? How do you feel about your team?
Really like my team. I think, we're gonna have to copy Jay's strategy from last season where, it's in our name. We got to fast break and push the ball because we're not a big team. I'm gonna have to play the role of Kenny. So Kenny, I'm gonna learn what it feels like to be kind of an undersized big. But yeah, we got a bunch of scorers. We got a bunch of shooters, defenders. So yeah, I'm excited to play a slightly different way and see how that goes. I like my team a lot.
I like your team too. I think the teams overall in this season, from the draft, they seem like kind of deeper. Like maybe 1 through 6 feels like everyone's like a pretty strong player. Like I feel like 1 through 6 is a lot deeper than last season.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the games tomorrow. Like, I definitely think the talent went up in the draft pool.
Yeah.
So all the teams got better. So yeah, I'm really curious to see like the level of comp tomorrow in the 4 games.
talking about the comp, Ethan, who do you think, excluding your own team from this comp, like this topic, who do you think are like the top like 2 teams right now?
So for me, I really like your team, Steve. Yeah, you just have a really strong starting 5. Like people didn't hear it in the draft stream because the stream was all messed up, but the whole draft room went crazy when Sen was drafted because we were like, oh my God, he's still available. What? That's Steve's 5th. So that's a very strong starting 5, and you have a lot of BBIQ on that team. So I really like that team. And then I also really like Evan's team and Sean's team. It's hard for me to pick between the two. You wanted me to pick just 2, but those are both really, really strong teams. So I think they're going to be, in the semifinals, finals for sure.
The top 2. I think Showstoppers. It's like Ethan was saying, it is deep. Like the starting 5, like, I mean, they could all be like top like 3rd round picks, sort of. So that's a good starting 5. And then without my team, it's tough because I would definitely put my team in there. But I think Double Z, they're pretty big, and like I don't know, because it's sort of like last season's team without Max. So I'm kind of curious how that will work. But yeah, they're still pretty big. So I guess Double Z.
Taylor, going to you, man. Who do you think are looking like a strong what's it called, contender for the title?
I mean, I try to think back to like when we had this discussion last season, because a lot of the teams that we didn't think were going to be good ended up being good. Like, my team, a lot of people, like, I remember someone said like, oh, I'm sorry you're even on that team. Like, oh, I'm so sorry you're on Ethan's team. And then we, went to the championship, or people said, oh, we think you're good, but you're not going to win. And we went to the championship. So
how did that feel, Taylor? You got it in. You found a way to get that in.
I remembered everyone that talked shit to us, and none of them were. That's all I would say. Like, as much, and which is hilarious because Jamie's a big talker, but the entire season he never talked down on our team. No one from that team talked down on our team, so I was surprised. But everyone that said anything negative about our team throughout the season got eliminated. So that's why I when I think about this opinion, I kind of do it with a grain of salt. But I do. Like looking at it, like I do think Steve, your team and Double Z are definitely contenders. I mean, I think that whole top row is looking very strong. It's more about who shows up and who's there each week, because I know now that we're in the fall, it's not as easy as it is in the summer. So I mean, if we're saying like, oh, you have your entire roster and everyone stays healthy, definitely. I mean, Evan's team looks good. I mean, that whole top row looks fairly well. But I would say Double Z and your teams.
I love it. And then Sean, last but not least, the number 1 pick 2 seasons in a row. Last season you just couldn't get it done, but you guys had a pretty good run, good team, good camaraderie, good pieces. And this season's different. Who now, excluding your team, who do you think are some contending teams for this year's title?
I think I kind of agree with Taylor. It's going to be really tough. Our opinions now are probably going to change.
Of course. You don't even know. The first game didn't even happen. This is all, just what we know.
I think the teams, I also agree the teams are way more competitive this year. Like every team looks like they could have a chance. I think Murray's Cheesers looks like really good. They've got Max. They've got a really good shooter. Justin. They've got Rob, who's like, he hustles offensive, defensive. So, they'd be up there. Now, when I saw Evan's team, I thought, their size is pretty impressive. Like if they can
say that a lot about me.
Nah, Luis, he's really good. So I would say Evan's team, your Showstoppers is, I mean, Jacob Jacobs a great pickup, like at that 4th round. You got every position is solid there.
So Evan, who do you think are the worst 2 teams? Now
The worst, I gotta say it first. I gotta go with Murray's Cheesers.
Murray's Cheesers, Robinson.
They do have size, which could be like they might be really good on the glass, but like, I mean, besides Max, I don't really see how they get points.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Oh my God.
Fair enough. What do you think is the kind of the bottom of the barrel here?
Well, going off of what I said, no comment, man. I'm not gonna put that on.
No.
Right.
We
said
need
that
a
to us.
comment. We need a comment.
Let's see.
Who do you think? All right, how about this? You don't have to say they're the worst team, but who do you think has the most challenges? They have to.
Robinson's
Okay. Okay.
Here's why. It's the offensive thing. I think Max is going to take a lot of the offensive weight, and a lot of teams are going to be prepared for that. When he was playing last season with Jamie, they had the 3-point shooters. They had, Jamie would set really solid picks for the pick and rolls and pick and pops. Whereas I think that's not as much of an option this time. And also from a ball handling standpoint, I think they're more on the rebounding and size side versus like having dedicated guards that can bring up the ball consistently besides Max. So I think that they have a lot more to overcome as a team than most of these other teams. They're a little bit more well balanced.
Fair enough. Fair point.
I think-
Yeah.
I think Draco. I know Eddie doesn't like to play like a true center, so I think they're going to have some. I mean, he's good on the perimeter, I think, and so he wants to use that way. So, like just coordinating with the team would be kind of a, I think as they can get that figured out, they'll have a really solid chance. And then Ethan's team, I mean, they're solid, like really skilled, and I just think they're a little bit undersized, maybe, and that could Ethan said the same thing, but if you can have that skill overcome your height, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of doing it. They're talented enough. It's just a matter of putting it together.
What do you guys think about the new players like that are entered this season? I know, Evan, you have a lot of new players on your team. Like, have you had how did you like kind of, find out who these players were?
Yeah, like Luis. I mean, he plays a lot. So like I think we've all seen him, and like I think he's pretty good. He can definitely score. And then Frank, like he's new, but like I mean he's been around. So everyone like kind of knows him, kind of knows most of the people on our team too. And then same with Sonny. Like so like my players are new, but it's not like they haven't really like played with the people at JP. So
yeah,
I mean I don't think they're gonna struggle to like get into it because they kind of know everyone already.
Sean, you have 4 new players, so like, I mean, how do you feel going into this season with some new blood?
I mean, I think they're all good. I mean, Edgar I've played with before, so I'm good with him. Haven't played with Harshal, I don't think.
Okay.
But JC, I mean, he's really talented. So I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I think all the new bloods, like I don't know some of the guys on Double Z, but like all the other new guys that I have seen play are all really good. Like Luis or whatever is really
Luis.
Is it Luis? It's not Lewis?
Luis.
It is. I
It's
confirmed
Luis.
it.
It's Luis.
Yeah.
Luis.
Damn, I've been calling Lewis.
he's really
Yeah.
good.
Breaking news on the podcast.
Oh wow.
Well, now everyone's gonna know, so that's good.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think the biggest steal of the draft was?
Sonny.
Sonny?
Where do you
Sonny
think
at
that
That's
should've gone?
6
definitely a
or 7.
contender. I think she's gonna make a big difference on your team. Definitely a contender.
Taylor, you have any thoughts on who is the steal of the draft? Any high value picks in the lower rounds?
I mean, I think we talked on this earlier, but like you guys getting Sen as your 4th pick, I think was huge. I think because like we said, like I didn't even realize that he was still on the board. I think for our team when we got Odie, was it first, second, third, fourth, in the fifth round. I was
Fifth
like,
round.
once we realized he was still available, I was like, get Odie. And then I think for Evan's team, it was definitely Sonny 100%, and also like Frank being that low, I think it was a steal because he's a very good defensive point guard or in the guard area. And like I wanted to pick up Frank, but at the time we really needed to have another big man on our team. Because I was pushing to get Frank. Like it's either we go small and I'm the only big guy, or we pick up Andy, who I've played with before, and my secretary played with before. So it was a hard decision, but we did have to go with having a backup center.
I think Kevin Diaz being at like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth pick, like the sixth man off the bench. I think that's a kind of a really high value pick as well.
Yeah.
I think Peter's a steal.
Oh yeah, Peter was
Yeah.
like in the sixth or seventh. I mean,
Yeah, really, really late.
yeah, that was a huge pickup. Who was the worst pick of the draft?
Don't make me do this.
Like, who do you think was taken a little too high?
Josh.
Josh,
Sean,
yeah.
I think Sean was taken a little high.
Yeah, Sean, 100% Sean. Like, can we be unanimous on that?
No, because I'm saying Josh.
I'd love to agree with you, Sean, but then we both be wrong.
I would say I was surprised by some of Robinson's picks. I'll just start the
Who?
conversation.
Who? Sean?
Alright.
Who?
Well, let me see. Who would you think? I don't know.
So
You said it. You said it, not me.
I think Billman was taken way too high.
Yeah,
Billman
I agree.
is 6'4", but you know, he even told me himself he's learning basketball, you know, and
Yeah.
he's a
I
great
talked to
guy.
him. Yeah.
He's a great
He was
guy.
like, I hope I wasn't taking the third round. I was like, oh, you were. No, he's good. He hustles. He's really physical, and he's like athletic. It's just like he's still learning the game, like you said. Like that was his first time ever playing like organized ball.
You know, I think we all kind of agreed that, you know, Billman was taken too high. You know, great team player, great guy.
What about Jack?
So let me tell you a funny story. He actually had a good game plan. So originally he was gonna draft Max and Ethan, right, as his 8 and 9, and I thought that'd be pretty solid. Like that'd be a really solid team. And then Ethan got like picked up by Louis, so that kind of threw off his draft strategy. He still had a list of players that he wanted to play with. So he looks at Jack's picture, right? And he got confused with Jack for a different player. And that player was Zen Yi, who was picked at 14 by
Oh,
Zach.
shit.
That's racist. That's
Yeah,
racist.
super racist.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at both their pictures, and honestly, I could totally see why he made that mistake, because they kind of have the same shape of face. They're both like the same height.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, that actually would have been like a more like a completely different team, and that could have probably changed the draft like a lot, like because Zenyu was Zach's second pick, and if he's not on the
Yeah.
board,
I don't think I would have gotten Carl.
right, like Zach could maybe pick Carl. You know, you never know, right? Like there's a lot of what ifs, but that was just unfortunate mistake.
Can I just say this? So I know a bunch of us said Robinson's team might be the worst, but I also think that Jeff's team has some problems. So I can see Robinson's team actually working, right? Because
Yeah.
Max can do all the scoring, and then they roll out Robinson, Jack, Matt Billman, or Sam Young, and then have them, you know, like shoot the gap for rebounds. Then they have shooting in like Justin and Tony, and like Max will, you know, play the point, and like if he can pass and like drive, dribble and kick, like drive and kick, I can see it working. With Jeff's team though, they have Jay, and Jay is like out for half the season because he's also playing Dynasty. And the way that Jay likes to play, he likes to play up and down, right? He likes to play fast. And so I just don't see how the starting five, how that's going to work. I almost feel like they're in a bad position. Also, just by the sheer fact of Jay being out half the season, right? Who's going to be their point? Who's going to run their team? So
Well, Jeff's going to run the point. That's what he said.
That's tough. I would agree with you, Ethan, but they've got Ocean, so you never know. He's a wild card. He can change games.
Yo, I love Ocean. Ocean gets boards.
Yeah.
You cannot move him out of that paint.
Oh yeah, fan favorite right there.
We'll see.
If Jay can run, if Jay can make a decent amount of game, does everyone make the playoffs this season?
Well, we changed up some of the rules. But yeah, every team's gonna make the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, I think Jay, he's like one of the better point guards, I think, out of everyone. So if he can kind of, organize everyone, I think they could be fine. Like Jeff's got potential. I've always said it. Like he's got the skills, you just got to put it together. So you never know. And Junaid, he's my comeback player of the year, I think.
Whoa, comeback player of the year.
Oh,
Calling it.
I think for Jeff's team, I mean, if they play smart and get coached up, because between Jay and Eddie, there's just like a lot of basketball IQ there, and there's a lot of they'll know exactly what their team needs to do and how to facilitate. So even if Jay isn't there, I think Eddie can definitely be the leader. And then if they're smart, I mean, if all that starting five's there, if they're smart, they would just have Blake because he can jump around the baseline, just all game, and have Eddie in the high post, and then Steph hits down threes like it's nothing. Jeff can dribble in and kick out if he's playing with his head up, and then he just has to watch the turnovers, and then Jay knows how to facilitate. So I mean, they have a very solid starting five. It's just, will they stick to the game plan?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. I mean, I've seen flashes of brilliance from Jeff. I'll tell you that.
He's been telling me this is his season.
Let's do predictions for tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about predictions. Rob versus Kenny's team.
Now Kenny is out though.
Our captain's injured. But everyone else is there.
Man, like your team, like it's one of those teams where like you still take out Kenny and it's still so strong. Like with Jeff's team, it's like if Jay's not there, that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like Jay has to be there I feel like, to have confidence in that team. But your team, even without Kenny there, like I think you're the favorite in that matchup.
It's like a no-brainer. I think every team knows going into playing Rob's team. We're doubling Max. We're just gonna double Max. Jared's team versus John's team. Yo, no John Zoo. I gotta go with Jared's team for sure.
Whoa.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jared's team. I mean, I don't think Sean can.
Even with MVP Sean?
Because look, all right, Sean is obviously, one of the top players, but you got two new guys that really hasn't played with Sean, and then no John Zoo for like that defensive intensity and anchor. I think Jared's team has more balance on the offense and defense. We'll see. That's gonna be interesting. I think you guys have this rivalry going at each other, so it's like there's a side game within the game, a game within the game going on.
There's no rivalry.
There's no rivalry. It's unmatched.
Taylor, is everyone going to be there for your team?
Yeah, and even if they weren't, I wouldn't tell you guys. So, but I think especially for first weeks, because we played in that scrimmage, and I think we have a fairly good team, but we all need to be on the same page is the thing. So even if the other team isn't as talented as us, as one-to-one matching for each position, it's still, if we're not all on the same page, we could lose to ourselves. So that's my big concern is that, because Sean knows how to take advantage of our screw ups. I don't know if the rest of your team will, but if we come out, we play as a team and we do everything that we practiced, then I think we have a very good shot at winning that game. But if we come out, we play like we did in that scrimmage, kind of with playing a little lost and not rotating the way we're supposed to, then I think Sean's team will take advantage of it.
I mean, yeah, I think John Zoo missing is a big, gives you so much energy on defense.
It's like the glue,
Yeah, he's just such a good glue guy. It's gonna be tough, but I like, it's good. I think it's good to face adversity, early in the season and get kind of, forged under that fire, and so you're strong by the end of the season.
Is John B playing? Is he back to 100%?
I don't know about 100%, but
Okay, I think
playing pickup yesterday.
Yeah,
so I think he's gonna play.
Yeah,
okay.
John B
I feel like
is a big problem for us. It's something that we had to take into consideration. So he's definitely a threat.
John B, yeah.
I think he's the X factor. So
Yeah, he is.
I'm thinking about like dribble penetration for your team, Sean, and I don't know if I haven't seen Edgar and JC drive as much. I feel like they're more shooters. So if John B can dribble penetrate and like find them for the open shot, like I could see you upsetting them even without John Shu.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they go zone, we have a really good chance. And if they go man, we have a really, really good chance of, pick your poison. But
We're definitely playing man.
you are?
If that gives you a better chance, that's what I'm gonna do for you, buddy. All right.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna cover you. Okay. So
Thank you.
everything's gonna be okay.
I think I think a zone like would be great just so because we have a lot of shooters and it'd be nice to have open threes, but we'll see what they do. We'll just give it to whoever Josh is guarding. I think we'll have really good.
All right. Should be a good matchup. Moving on to the next game, we got Double Z, Zach's team versus Evan's team. So
That's all I'm gonna say. We've been keeping it really low. We don't really want leaks in our organization. We keep a tight shift around here.
I think Zach and Evan's team, for me personally, out of all the four matchups, it's gonna be very close. Like making a lot of turnovers. I can see them making a lot of turnovers without like a primary ball handler. I feel like there's no primary ball handler, and they kind of remind me of my team last season. I think it's just more of like personnel matchup, like what everyone brings in terms of the team. So I think also now that I'm thinking about Zach's team, they got two new guys, so them being into the mix, that might be a question mark as well. So that's why it's hard for me to decide.
How are the two new guys on the team? I'm not familiar with them.
All right, so like one of the guards, his name's Dada. He's solid all around. He can shoot the three. He kind of plays like Max, but like just the point guard version of Max. Zen Yi, who he's kind of like Zach actually, but like kind of shoots threes better. Zach's more of like the aggressive driver, but Zen Yi's more of like a same height, maybe a little bit taller, pretty good on his feet, and has like a little bit more offensive like playmaking. We'll see how they like mesh together. I think this is like whichever team can kind of bring it together. Like they both have the talent, right? Like Evan's team has a talent, Zach's team has a talent, but like let's see who can like kind of make the team work, right? I think that's whoever can do that first will be the winner tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you were to play man, which one of those guys are you covering?
First of all, I think
Hypothetical.
I don't think they can score on us either way. Like I don't know. Like I'm thinking of their team as like basically the same as last season without Max. So I don't know where they're gonna get points from.
Gotcha.
Like I don't see Zach scoring like 15 to 20. X no. Dada, I don't know him enough, but I don't think so. And then same with Zen Yi, right? And Jamie, I don't think he can take over like that in terms of points.
Mm-hmm.
He was the number one 3-point shooter last year.
Ah,
Yeah, he can shoot all the threes against us.
Wow.
That's fine.
Wow.
But what was the question? Oh, who am I guarding? Who am I guarding? What I mean, honestly, like I really don't know right now. That's a little why I wanted to practice, because I was gonna talk it over. But most likely it'll be Zach or Zen Yi. So I think if Frank starts, I think he can guard Dada easily.
Are we operating under the assumption that Evan's good at defense, or?
no, I'm just curious. I mean,
I think in the playoffs last year, like we only had 3 games, but I had like 11 steals or something.
How'd that work for you against Max in the finals?
How'd that work for you against Max in the finals?
Oh, that's right.
You
Sean,
have 4
you were there.
Oh,
You were the sideline.
oh, you
That's
didn't
just
play.
right.
Oh.
That's right.
Wait,
Anyway,
Sean,
Sure.
How many playoff games you guys win, Sean? It can't be 0.
How many did you win? 2?
My MVP can't win 0 playoff games.
I'm about me.
The hashtag is not my MVP.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I could like, that's why I like our team, because like I could switch on to Dada, and it's not like we're gonna have a mismatch anywhere else. So like if Dada starts going off early, I could switch on to him. Zach starts going off, I could switch on to him. Like, I mean, we already know no one can score on me, including Sean.
So I don't know if people know this. I've been telling pretty much everyone. but at the barbecue, Evan said that he is the best defender at JP.
Wow.
The best.
Really?
I'm the best.
Number one.
Now,
Number
hold
one.
on. Just to be clear, that's different from most impactful because I think bigs are just more impactful in general. Like that's just how basketball is, right? But in terms of just best pure defending, I think it's me.
So pure defending, like you can guard the post, you can guard the perimeter, you can guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
all-
then
one
and this
through
is
five.
including help. I think yeah.
You can't guard
This is
the
including-
post. That's number one.
You can try. Look, you could try
Evan,
to.
we played 1-on-1 and
Oh
you
my.
fucking got cooked.
These dudes called the most random travels. And he's like, I just
We
dribble.
had,
he's like,
we had
travel.
Peter
I'm like,
reffing just
"Alright."
so you couldn't do this.
And Sean, didn't I make you slip?
No.
Let's get Peter on the pod next time. Asking
Alright.
the same question. But I'm saying
I
like,
think Evan's a good on-ball perimeter defender, but I don't. He overestimates his.
okay, hold on.
Offensive
If you have the ball in the post, you'll probably score. Like let's say you get it, but I
Yeah.
don't think you're gonna get it.
How you're gonna
I
outjump me?
can
You're
front.
gonna me?
I
What
can
are
front
gonna
you.
do? You're okay, but you can't jump. So how are you gonna stop the ball
I
from
have
getting?
backside. Like in terms of the team, like with the team, I'm the best defender. Probably not one-on-one. Like if everyone played one-on-one, like I wouldn't get the most stops. Because like Sean's just taller than me, he's gonna score on me a lot. Like all of you guys are just bigger than me, you're probably gonna score on me a lot. But in the team, if we have 5 knees out there,
Scary.
disgusting.
I'd rather take 5 Sean's. That's just me.
As someone who played with Evan last season, I don't think that there's anyone in the role for 1 through 3, like from point guard, shooting guard, and small forward, where I wouldn't feel comfortable having Evan on him. Like you put anyone in that slot, and I would be like, yeah, I'll put Evan on him. 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Last season, and he always shut down. Just about everyone, unless there was some bullshit foul calls.
I just think it's interesting
Hey.
because I was 3rd on our team in all defense.
Well, James had a shitload of steal. I mean, he picks the ball up, but I
Well,
think John
James should be
Stewart- I
guarding,
think
James
John
should be
Stewart-
guarding their best
Evan,
player then.
John
If you
Stewart's
ask
a
me.
better. John
Covering
Stewart's a
someone and
better
cutting down
defender.
their points isn't the same as getting like the steals because James is playing on the back, he's getting the steals. You were coming in and you were shutting people down, which I think is more impactful.
I
Like
agree.
getting the
I
steals,
agree.
getting those
Yeah,
numbers
I
is
agree with that.
great. But I think us being able to put you on like Josh and be like, go shut him down, and you doing it, like works for me. Or
Yeah,
literally
don't-
pointing out any
I-
of the best players.
I know a lot of my teammates appreciated that. It's just, some members of the team did not understand that, which is fine. It's fine.
Someone's a little resentful. Damn.
It's fine. It's fine.
And then we have our final matchup: 808s and fast breaks versus Jeff's team. Any thoughts?
I think it'll be interesting. I
Yeah,
think like if Jeff can keep the turnovers down, maybe, but that's a big if. And like, I mean, you're 808s and fast breaks, and then when we played you guys in the scrimmage, like you guys killed us in transition. So if there's a lot of turnovers from Jeff's team, I think it could get bad.
And Jay's out this week too. So
Yeah, exactly. So Jeff needs to keep his turnovers down.
I could see 808s being the clear favorite for me here. I think they just have too much, like you said, transition, like potential, and then Jeff's team, you said, had that risk of like turning the ball over. So each time they turn the ball over, I feel like 808's just gonna take advantage of that, and like that's gonna be like a momentum shift every single time, and pressure is just gonna like overwhelm Jeff's team. So
yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident about my matchup, but I will say this: Mo is hurt, so he's not playing tomorrow. He said he needs another week or 2. I think he hurt his foot, so that definitely goes against us. I think Mo is a huge part of what we want to do, like fast breaking and scoring a lot. But I'm still feeling pretty good. I mean, Jay is out. Like I said, Jay's a huge part of Jeff's team, and I got a shout out to Louis. Louis is a great captain, really high BBIQ. He's been putting, some plays in the group chat, and he specifically chose the plays based off of the personnel. I was talking to him about, vision for the team, and just him talking about basketball. I could see like he has really high BBIQ. So I'm pretty excited to run with him this season.
Yeah, I ran with him last year, and he's awesome. He's really smart, really understands the game. He's great. Good point guard.
We haven't really gotten to talk all that much about Ethan's team today, but I think that you should never ever underestimate Ethan and with the lineup that you guys have, because like that was the rhetoric that we had last season with Jay's team was, oh, they don't have a big, like they better just run the ball a whole bunch, and they came out and they were one of the best teams in the league. So I think even though like they don't have like one of like the traditional bigs, I don't think that counts them out at all. And I think especially with Ethan like and Louis, between those two, like they're very high IQ. They're going to put something together to make their team win. But I would pick in this matchup. I'm picking Ethan's team.
Evans is, I would pick like preseason like power rankings. I'd put Evans' team at the top. I would think.
Okay.
So I gotta pick. I mean, right below my team, but yeah, I would.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
I would put them. I would put them up there. So I would think I'd have to pick Evans' team and then 808s.
I think Zach and Evans' game is going to be the nail biter. I'm really excited to watch it. It kind of depends. Like if you guys don't have Luis, I think that does kind of hurt you on your bench side for playing defense. But I would still go with Evans' team. But I think it's going to be a good game.
I mean, I got to pick my team. Even without Luis, I think we're good. Like it's not like Frank can't dribble, right?
Right.
He can't play defense. I think Luis is just better offensively, but even then, like, I mean, I think we're still gonna be good on offense. I just don't know how they're gonna score. That's what I'm interested to see.
And if they're smart, they're going to push the ball. They're just going to try to go for fast breaks.
That's fair.
Any
They're
thoughts?
They're gonna drive, but Andrew's like the Jamie stopper. So
Exactly,
Jamie
that's-
Stopper. Ah.
Oh, new nickname.
Yeah.
I'm interested. That's gonna be a fun like battle. But can we get it over or under 3 threes from Evan tomorrow?
Hey, 2.5.
I'll take the under.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna take the under too.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Evan's too busy coaching and thinking about his team that he's gonna miss all his threes.
We're talking attempts or makes.
Oh, attempts obviously is gonna be over. But
Oh, okay.
I'm not a chucker. Hold on.
You're
now.
not a
I'm
chucker. I didn't say you're a chucker.
Sean said I was a chucker.
now that you're captain, I feel like you're just gonna fucking shoot like 20 a game.
I think I'm more free.
Right. So you're
Last season, if I put up a not even a bad shot, I would get hate. So I was like, all right, whatever.
probably because they were bad shots.
They were semi. I'm saying they're probably like 30% shots.
Wait, I have one thing I want to talk about. Why is Zach's team called Double Z?
Bro, honest.
Why not
It's his
Triple
initials,
Z?
right?
They have a third guy.
So it's like Zach and Jenny. Is that
No,
Why they're
isn't it
called
Zach
Double Z?
Zhang? It's Zach Zhang, right?
Yeah, I think he took his own initials and then
Oh.
went
Okay.
double Z. I think. I didn't ask him. I gotta confirm though.
we didn't talk about like all-star projections?
All right, so all-star predictions. I mean,
It's gonna be
Is
way
it
more
10?
competitive this season. Way more competitive.
It's
Think
10
people
players.
make it?
10 people.
Or 10.
We did 12 last season.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did 12.
12.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Ooh.
tough.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent. I mean, shit.
I think,
think,
all the first rounders will be there.
I think Louise is gonna be a contender, and I really like JC.
Yeah, I agree. I think they both could be. Like I
Yeah,
think
from-
JT, like I only saw him play like I think once, but he could be like scoring leader potentially. Like he went off. So I don't know if that's every time, but he was impressive. And Louis, I mean, I think he's gonna be even better in like organized ball because he's so hard to guard. Like you have to almost foul him, and I feel like he's gonna get so many foul calls when he drives. Jamie, Andrew, JC,
You, bro.
me, Luis,
I think Josh will be there. I think Ethan will
Josh.
be there.
Ethan, yeah.
How
I
many
mean,
is that?
Mo could be there.
That's like 10 already.
Yeah. I mean, and there's probably gonna be people that are not there.
I think Carl.
Yeah. But then there's people who are gonna be like come from nowhere, like that we don't even think of. Like Frank could go off, like Nate could go off,
Evan could
That's
go
true.
off.
Ethan could go. Lou
Yeah,
You
there's
got to
a
also
lot
put
of-
up the numbers, right? There's so much talent now in every single team. It's like you have 2, 3 potential all-stars almost on every team. And then there are so many shots that go around. So
Yeah. I
It's another
almost think like
consideration.
whoever is like the top scorer, their team is probably gonna be like one of the worst teams. Because I think like the more balanced
Ooh.
teams have more like better distribution
Interesting.
of points.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that.
great point.
I
Great
think
point.
that like you're not. There's just so much talent now. That, like you almost don't want to be like one of the top scoring players because it means your team's not well rounded.
You want a more like cohesive unit, like kind of.
Yeah.
You don't
I
need
mean,
someone
unless
to
you're
get
the only
ISO.
person that exception would be like Max, where like I feel like he has to do the scoring on his team,
hmm
and he could go for he could average 30 points, but they still lose. Like it's just I don't think there's a lot of scoring besides him on the team. But
How about this real quick? Most improved.
Players.
Yeah. So here's the drafts from last season, and we have a general sense of how people performed.
Oh,
Mm.
I think Jeff being a captain now, I think he's a little bit more free to play his game. I could see him putting up stats.
yeah,
I think Justin is really motivated.
Justin went from. Let's see, where was he? I remember
20. He was 20.
he was number
20 to
20.
40.
He was the third round last season. Now
but
he's a
no one
captain.
knew- no one
That's
knew
more
him.
because people didn't know him.
Yeah. I think Janai, I think Frank, like Janai, I think as far as by their draft, Peter too, like from their draft
Yeah.
position, all those guys could like outperform versus where their expectations are. Like Frank should have gone like third round, I think. Like,
Yeah, French show went higher.
Frank was probably one of the best. I mean, Brandon Mackey's actually really good.
I like Brandon.
Yeah, he's like a really good like sub big or even your like you and him and Jacob is like a really good combo. And Janite, I think he's just like if I've seen I know he's got the potential to be good. So like I've seen him like playing pickup. Like if he can put it together, he could go off. And then I've been seeing him play. He's been a lot more aggressive offensively. Like he could do work.
Yeah, I'd say Peter for sure, and then and Eddie. I know Eddie is coming out this season with a vengeance. I mean, his draft stock went up as well, but I know that he is really like putting his head down and actually wants to show out this season. So I would expect that from Eddie.
I think he has a bigger role on his team as well. He has to score more, get more rebounds, be involved in the plays more. So, I mean, I think Ethan, you have to carry a big load on your team. I feel like offensively and defensively, performing in terms of stats better than last season.
I think Ethan, you might be in MVP talks because last season, like in the playoffs,
Don't say that.
you carried us sometimes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like we had no
His shooting was
offense.
crazy.
Yeah.
There was one game, I think the game against us in the semis, besides him
Like, he
and
kept us
James,
in
no
it.
one else scored. Like it was like Derby, I think, and then Taylor had 2 points, and then like Derby had like 4 or something. No, Derby had 2 and Taylor had like 4, and then it was Ethan and James with like 17 each or something.
We get a
I like
sports
being the
book.
underdog.
Steve, if we get a sports book, I'll put some money on Ethan MVP.
What are the odds?
They're
That's
low,
what I need
they're
to
low.
know.
Ooh.
I would do, Sean, would you do plus 1,000?
I think
Sounds about
he's
right.
got a good like I think Ethan I mean I never want to like I didn't get to play against him or Steve's team, but like he always impressed me when I watch him. I think him and Mo is like a really good combo because they're both kind of like Ethan gets up, he can rebound. They're both kind of like get involved, get in the mix, and they can both score like pretty well. Like I think that's going to be a interesting. Oh, Louis too. Yeah, those 3 guys are like they could go off at any point.
I think I'm gonna love playing with Mo because he's like a pure scorer.
Yeah.
So I just want to set him up and like just let him go to work and tell him like don't feel guilty about shooting. Like if I set you up, just like do your thing.
He won't go.
Yeah.
Once he draws the attention, then you're going to be like last season. You had to like in the half court set, you were like the focus of the defense. I feel like no one was guarding Evan. Like no one worried about. But like they were focused on you. So like for you to for you to put up 20 points is like even more impressive. But now it's going to be like you're going to score 20 and you're going to feel like you didn't even have to do anything because like there's so much focus on like Louis and Mo. It just makes your life a lot easier.
I could see like 12, 12, and 6 for Ethan.
The captains actually have a lot more wiggle room to kind of showcase their play. So I think Evan, Zach, I think Kenny, like these guys can have really big seasons. You know, Jared, because it's his team, Jeff, right? Like we were kind of talking about before, like now that they have the little bit more freedom, you know.
I have an interesting thing to talk about. Who do you think has the most to prove?
I think Sean.
Number one pick always has the most pressure, I think.
To prove, I think, because he is, you know, considered the top player of the league. You know, now he has like a pretty solid cast around him. There's some high expectations. Yeah,
I mean, there's no way like if you're the number one pick, like there's nowhere to go. Like you can only basically, unless you win the championship, you're fucked. So
I'm gonna call out Jenny at pick 14 because he got picked before Carl, John B, JC, Louis, like Jacob, Derby, Steph. That's a pretty high pick, right? Like you got to justify that draft position. Like I know Zach and Jenny are close and friends, but he could have had any one of those other players. So to me, like he's got a lot to prove to me, like that he deserves that draft position.
That's fair.
I also really like Steph. He's the short. He took the photos last year, right?
Yeah, he's really good. I really like
Steph
this
a
game.
lot.
Steve Sen. People, you know, because he is in his team. Does his team win last year? A game? They were one of the worst teams.
They won one game.
Right, but so like maybe he wants to show like, yeah, that was a fluke. Like I'm, you know, here to, you know, win more than one game this year. You know, that type of stuff.
Oh, he's definitely going to win more than one game this year. That team looks good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Bro.
Captain Evan, like, what's it been like so far being a captain now that you're new to it? Like, what's been
I
good with
enjoy it. I enjoy it. I feel like
He's currently 30 minutes late for his practice.
I don't know, because I think I know ball. So I got a vision for the team and like I get to like implement it and stuff. So game is a lot different.
Different, more intense, more pressure, you know.
And then I got to think about when to sub people in like during the game.
Think about the rotations.
Yeah.
I think it's a good question for like after the first game, like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited for it.
Make some quick championship picks or finals picks before we.
Who do you got, Sean?
The team names, Evan. Thank you. I got G's Famous versus LIC.
Taylor?
I can't pick my team. Also, quick shout out, Long Island City School for Kids Who Can't Read Good. Will Chu actually came up with that team name, so I said I'd give him credit on the podcast. For the championship game, I'm going to go Ethan's team versus Double Z.
I'll go Showstoppers. I can't pick me. I'm go Double Z.
All right. Steve, who you got?
I have Lockdown and Evan's team, I think.
Solid picks. For myself, I picked you guys in the beginning of the show, Showstoppers. I really like that team. And then I think Taylor's team, I think they're going to bring it together, get that team running like a nice oiled machine. I think I could see them in the finals. So that's my pick. So now Draco and Murray's Cheesers have a lot of bulletin board material. None of us picked them to be in the championship. Everyone else got picked.
A lot to prove.
Use it. It. That's what they did to us last season. Just use it. Be pissed.
Cut it up, and then, see you guys tomorrow, game 1.
See you guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, later,
Yes,
bros.
sir. See you guys.